It's national meets regional. It's Sidewalks Entertainment. The long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us for a new path to arts and entertainment.
Our guest today is a relationship and legal expert whose no-nonsense, tell-it-like-it-is advice has made her a favorite guest on such shows as The View, Good Morning America, and Dr. Phil. I'd like to welcome Lauren Lake to Sidewalks.
Hello.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, gosh, it is absolutely our pleasure. So where did this outspoken, no-nonsense approach sort of personality come from? You must have been raised with very strong women role models.
I was. My father tells an early story of me getting thrown out of preschool because I wouldn't take a nap. I started a mutiny with the kids, explaining to the teacher that we don't have to take naps when we're not tired. I'm not tired. My father says I was a born lawyer, and honestly, it's made me who I am today. I'm still advocating for people. So, you know, it's just a labor of love. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about families and empowering people to live better lives.
Right. Well, you are a licensed attorney and specialize in family, entertainment, and criminal law.
Yes.
What was it about the legal field itself that sort of drew you in? I mean, I know you had natural tendencies, but was it really just as simple as that, or did you, what made you go down that road?
It was unexpected, to be very honest with you. Ultimately, what happened was I was led to the law because I loved speaking for people. I loved the fact that there were people that could not articulate or tell their story in a way that could benefit them or make people see their point of view or even give them a second chance. And through the law, I could use my voice. And I've always kind of been a powerful speaker, and I'm not afraid to tell it like it is. And I love the fact that I could stand in the gap for someone and speak on their behalf and make people understand why something has happened to them or how it is that they could arrive at a certain place in their life, but more importantly, why they should be given the benefit of the doubt and a second chance. And I get to do that every day on Paternity Court.
That's right. I was just going to say you can now put that experience to good use.
Yes.
You are the judge on a TV series called Paternity Court. And the format.
Sure. A Paternity Court is kind of a talk show, court show hybrid. It's a place where families come in with a dispute, an issue revolving around paternity. Am I or am I not the father of this child? Is my deceased son this child's father? Am I this child's grandparent? Are we siblings? There are a myriad of issues, and these litigants come before me and tell their sides of the story. And I'm able to peel back the layers of their situations to figure out how they arrived at this point. Then we're able to give them the results of the DNA testing. But from there, talk to them about, counsel them about the legal responsibilities and ramifications as it relates to those results, and then even more importantly, how they can be empowered by this truth and by the law to go forward and live better lives, be stronger family, and also better parents, better mothers, better fathers.
I love that. That is very powerful. You know, I gotta ask though, how does it feel when you've got, we could just take pretend you've got a young woman in front of you who may have kind of gotten a little lost along the way, and she's trying to establish a paternity maybe for her child, and you can just see the guy's a loser that she's with. How do you reconcile that? Is that hard for you when you're sitting there and seeing that happen in front of you?
Cindy, it's not hard for me at all, because as the judge of that courtroom, it is my job to lay down the law, tell it like it is, and give my ruling. And there have been many times that I'd have to stop down in the middle of a case and look dead at a young woman and tell her, you're not making the right choices when it comes to men. You need to be better than this. You're allowing your love or your need to have a man to throw you off your game, and now you're not living your best life. I don't have a problem with it, because ultimately, as I said, when you enter enter my courtroom, I know you have questions, and usually you've lost your way. It is my job as judge to make sure you receive not only that DNA evidence, not only the law, but an empowering word that you can take away with you so that when you leave this courtroom, you can figure out how to have a better life.
Why are you so passionate about empowering women? Where does that passion come from?
You know, I was raised to be a very strong woman. My mother was an incredibly strong, intelligent woman. And she always said that in life, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. And I think as women, we often underestimate our power. We don't understand how important it is for us to step out. And we, as women, we're nurturers. We raise children. Truly, we usher in the next generation. So it's so important for us to express and understand our power and to recognize that when we live our best lives, we can then share that with the next generation. As I raise my son, I want him to see a strong woman because I want him to love a strong woman and appreciate women and treat them appropriately. So I think it's a cycle, and I'm just passionate about it, as you can tell. Each and every day, I see young women come into my courtroom and I tell them, you don't get to give up. You must live your best life. Your child is counting on you.
So you've also written a book called Girl, Let Me Tell You.
Yes.
What inspired you to write this book?
You know, it was interesting. My mentor, Dr. Bill Cosby, was talking to me one day about my dating life when I was single, and I was sharing with him some of the obstacles that I encountered as a single, successful woman, and how difficult it was to date. And he laughed and he says, you know, this has really been difficult for you to manage your professional life and your personal life. It's a challenge. He goes, people need to hear this. People need to understand, young women need to understand that it is difficult, but that you can do it. And he encouraged me to write the book. And I always tell people, when Dr. Bill Cosby tells you to do something, what do? You do it. And it was received overwhelmingly because so many women shared my story. I've done all of this professionally, but now how do I interject? How do I incorporate the personal life as well? How do I find a life partner? You know, sometimes the superwoman cake can start to choke you after a while, I tell women. And it's okay to want that life partner and to make time for your personal life. But you got to choose the right person.
That is absolutely excellent advice. Lauren, you know, I could talk to you forever. You are just a pleasure. We so enjoyed having you today on Sidewalks. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.